everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and I thought I was done filming today, but everybody is off doing their own thing, and I thought I would come in here and film and talk about budget a little bit. So this is something I have mentioned over on this channel over the years, and I have a spending problem. Guilty. I really have to work on it, and this year is the year I'm gonna finally try to tackle my, what I'm gonna call shopping addiction. I don't know that I'm truly like a shopping addict in the, you know, like technical, psychological definition of the word, but I definitely have some shopping addict tendencies, and I really love to window shop. That's just like one of the things. I like to open websites, add lots of things to cart, and then it's really tempting to just check out because it's so easy. They make it so easy, painless in the moment to just like check out, make it super easy. But I have a bad habit of window shopping even when I'm not really in the market for anything, and I want to cut that out. I'm so sick of always feeling like I have that temptation, and you'll hear some people outside. There were some yard people, there were some kids playing outside, so we're just gonna pretend like we don't hear all the background noise. If you can hear any of that, I can hear it, but I don't know if you guys can hear it. We're just gonna pretend like it's not there, but I just really want to do this challenge, and I'm calling it a no-buy challenge. Technically speaking, it's not a no-buy because I do have things on my list that I can purchase. I'm just limiting the scope, and I'm reining in some of that materialistic, gotta have it, shiny, new, exciting, fun thing tendencies. I just really have those. And when I see like new sticker releases, when I see new planner releases, when I see new Peloton gear, there are certain things where I'm just like, gotta have it all. I just want all of them. I want to collect all of them. And I've always been a collector type of person, and it's such a bad habit. Like way back in the beginning of my scrapbook days, there were these little bottles of Stickles glitter glue. They're like little teeny tiny bottles of Stickles, and they come in all the colors of the rainbow. Well, my collector tendencies wants to buy one in every single color, and I still have those tendencies. I don't know that those will ever completely go away, but I have a tendency to go overboard with whatever it is that's like my shiny new object of the moment. It's one of those things that comes and goes. So it's like, this is my shiny new object. I want it in all the colors. I want to obsess about it. I want to purchase all of them. I want to think about it for a long time. And it just is such a materialistic way to be, and I don't want to be like that. So I'm really trying to dig deep a little bit, and part of that is I do have my own allowance. And when I say allowance, I think people get really triggered from it because I happen to be a stay-at-home mom, but it's my own allowance I give myself. Like my husband would never say something like that. He is the breadwinner, but it's our money, and I handle a lot of the household budget. He doesn't really care what I spend within reason, you know. I can't just go out and blow $1,000, and I think yard people just pulled up too. So we might have some really loud stuff coming, but he would never like tell me I can't go buy whatever it is I want, but he really doesn't want me just like blowing all of the money. And I think there's a fine line between like, you know, being able to buy whatever I want within reason and blowing all of the money and buying things in excess. And that's what it's been. I've been buying things in excess, and I really want to rein that part of it in. So I am putting myself on an allowance. I ended up putting us on a budget, and it's not that my husband spends a lot of money. It's just as a household in general, we spend a lot of money, and then I personally spend a lot of money. Way back when I used Excel spreadsheets, we haven't been on a real budget in a while, and this time I thought I wanted it to be really simple and like mindless. And this is something he and I talked about. I told him, like, I would love us to have a budget. I can see how much we're truly spending. That's just something that we've talked about over the years, but I just hate doing an Excel spreadsheet. I have to be at my computer to be able to fill it in. And he had this brilliant idea. He's like, why not a budgeting app? And I was like, I don't know why it didn't occur to me. It's like, that's one of those duh moments. I don't know why it didn't occur to me. So we looked at different ones, and I settled on one called the Buddy app. And it is just, it's not an envelopes system app. It's just a categorized system app. And that's how I was budgeting anyway, with categories. So we do have the budget app. I want to say we've been using it since like September. So it's been a little while. I've gotten used to how the budget app works, and we've narrowed down our categories. This one, you pay a certain amount. I think it's like a yearly fee or a fee to just unlock the app in general. It was pricey, it was like 50 bucks or whatever, but I think it's either lifetime or yearly. But if it only costs us 50 bucks to use this really easy, intuitive app that we can both enter, we can both manage, we can adjust the categories, we can have whatever categories we want. It's color coded. Like, this app is legit really cool. If it costs 50 bucks to be able to control our money in an easy way, then it's totally worth it to me to spend that money. And so we tested it out for like the 30-day trial or whatever, and we really liked the app. So we did pay the fee for the app, and I love it. I love being able to enter it right in my phone, because a lot of times, like, I'll get emails from whatever utility companies, you know, our electric and water and all that stuff. I'll get the emails and I can just look at the email, enter it right into our app, so I know exactly what every category is doing. When I do any sort of shopping, my phone is already right there with me. So if we're like at a store and I get a receipt or I get a total, I enter it in right there, and it's just this automatic thing now because we've been doing it a few months. It's really not the purpose of this video, but it's really the start of this, like, trying to get a handle on money thing. We are definitely blessed that my husband does make a good income, so we don't have to worry about the day-to-day survival, and we're really blessed and privileged, and I know that's a privilege. And I know coming on here being like, I spend too much money, it's like a spoiled brat type of thing, and I definitely own that part of my personality. I'm definitely a spoiled brat, and I just want to be less of a spoiled brat. So that's part of it, is like, we don't have to worry about where our next meal is coming from. We're really privileged and really blessed that I spend a couple $100 extra on random crap. It doesn't make or break our budget. You know, it doesn't make it so we can't pay our bills and we can't feed our kids. And I'm really privileged to be in that position. And I don't want to say anything like negative about that, but it's also easy to spend more money when you don't have to worry like on the day-to-day level. So I definitely feel like I'm blessed to be in this position to where I have to like grow up and control myself a little bit more and put myself on this budget. So in general, we've watched the budget app, we've seen what categories are. We did not realize how much we were spending on kids activities, so that's a whole different ball game, but kids activities are so expensive. Also groceries are so expensive right now, so it's been eye-opening tracking the groceries in the app and seeing how much we really do spend on food. That's just a big category. And all this time when you know, like, we put everything on the credit card, we pay it off at the end of the month, and I don't think about anything that's on there. Like, I swipe the card, don't think about it at all. And I'm, again, feel like I'm really privileged being able to say that, but we pay it off at the end of the month, and I see the bill at the end of the month. It's like, how did we spend that much money? Like, how is that humanly possible? And then I go and I'm like, oh, you know, we spent $1,000 on groceries. And I'm like, I don't even think we're eating like filet mignon or anything crazy. We're just eating regular old groceries. I do buy a lot of fresh things. Something like strawberries is like $4.50 a carton, and we'll go through like 3 of those a week. So it's things like that that just freaking add up. And it's not that I'm like buying crab legs every week. I don't think we even buy that much as far as like expensive cuts of things and expensive things, but it just adds up when I'm feeding 4 people. So that was an eye-opening experience, just tracking things like that. And I know that it's not just me spending all of our money on my own random stuff, although, like, you know, the girl can spend money. That's another side of this whole situation. So we're tracking the budget, we're trying to be mindful about budgeting stuff, but I'm also putting myself on an allowance, and I am trying really hard to stick to it. I've been doing real strict budget since September, and I got away with some things, but now I can't. So I got away with some stuff at Christmas where I put some things in the Christmas budget I wanted that didn't fit in my allowance, and they counted as my Christmas presents. So I got away with one there. And then I also got away with some of the sales that happened after Christmas. For Boxing Day, I used my January allowance for, which I am not going to allow myself to do. That's part of this no spend. I totally have been just like sneaking things into the next month's budget and still like sticking within the budget number that I have. I'll talk about that in a second, but I've been going like a week before the end of the month and stealing some money from that next month. And I'm not allowing myself to do that anymore, and it hurts. There's so many things that I really wanted in January, and I've blown all of my budget. Again, I'll talk about like specifics, but I am not allowing myself to cut corners like that. Like, this is the money I get for the month, and if it runs out before the end of the month, you can't borrow from the next month. And I have been so bad about that the last couple months, and the only month I have gone over on my allowance, even with these little caveats, the only month was December. I want to say I was over like $80, which is a lot, but I ended up bumping up my number. So yeah, this is my own personal frivolous spending that I can spend on whatever I want. If I want to spend this money on planner stickers, I can spend it on planner stickers, but I cannot spend a single penny above this amount. So I'm going to say the number. Some people will gasp that it's a lot of money, and I totally, you know, acknowledge it's a lot of money. My budget is $250 a month, and this is covering everything that I could ever want personally. Doesn't cover things like shampoo and conditioner and like certain makeup things that I just need to be able to do makeup. Like, you gotta have a foundation. Things like that are gonna come out of our household budget, but anything I want, like if I want a pretty sweater, it's gotta come out of my money. If I want any planner stuff, it's gotta come out of this money. So I am personally allowing myself my own allowance of $250 per month. And I have already used all of my January money except $7. I have $7 to get me through the rest of the month, and it is January the 3rd. So that is really bad. I borrowed all of it like at those Boxing Day sales. I pretty much used all of my money for the month. So I'm going through January with no money to use. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like reining it in. I'm really trying to hold myself accountable, and part of that is gonna be giving you guys updates on this. I'm tracking it, of course, in the Buddy app, like I said, but I'm also tracking it pen to paper, and I'm using this little Ashley Shelley budget notebook for now. I have a couple of other budget things I'm gonna use, and I'm just sticking with one from month to month. I just have my $250. I'm tracking it on some sort of spending thing, and that's it. I just want it written down, and I feel like for me, it's more painful to write it down and like subtract out the money and see it like that than it is to just put it in the Buddy app and then forget about it. My own personal things, I want it to kind of hurt. Like, I want it to be something that I feel, so I don't just blow it all even before the end of the month. Like, I spent $243 before January 1st. And like, that's pathetic. Like, I should be able to control myself a little bit more, but I used my December allowance like that first part of December. So I didn't have any December allowance left for any sort of sales and new things that popped up. So I really have to be better about it. I ended up using my gift card money. I got a couple of gift cards over Christmas, used those up. And then I also used up $243 of my January budget, which is bad. I shouldn't do that. I'm admitting it to you guys because it's such a naughty thing to do. Like, it's so naughty and embarrassing that I couldn't control myself better than that. So that's part of me posting this video, holding myself accountable, letting you guys know, like, okay, not that any of you guys thought I was perfect. Like, let's not lie, everybody's flawed and crazy, but I'm really letting my crazy show, like sharing this information with you guys and being really, really embarrassed about my spending habits. I always do this where I always go crazy around Christmas time. All the like shiny new planners come out, and thankfully, like, I worked with a lot of companies this year, so I did not out of pocket pay for all of these, thankfully. Okay, so UPS came, and this is a perfect example of me going overboard and trying to rein it in. So you guys know I love me some Stanley Cups, and again, want to collect them all. They came out with new colors at Target, and they are sparkly. Like, they call them pearlescent or something, but they're shimmery and sparkly, and I loved them. Like, loved the colors of them. And so what I did was I sold 2 Stanley Cups so I could get 2 different Stanley Cups. I just changed the color, but that was me trying to be a little bit more responsible because I don't need 10 Stanley Cups. I just need a few, and I ended up selling 2 colors, the original 2 that I had first gotten, and they were the only 2 colors I could find when they were like a hot commodity. Even these like pearlescent ones, they are selling out so quick. So I'm like, if I don't like them, I can resell them or return them. I did order them from Target, so Target has a really good return policy, and I can just return them if I want to, you know, before I open them or anything, just like looking at them. And they are so new that it was like hard for me to exactly see how pearly they were. Guys, they're super pearly. Like, look at that. Sparkly, exciting. I have the one with the white and pink gradient, the same pink, and then I got this pink one as well. And so I sold 2 of them. I may sell one other one to get a different one as well. But that's the kind of thing, is like, I don't need to keep piling them up. I need to like replace if I want to replace, but that's it. So I did end up selling 2 and getting 2 more, which, it's so pretty. I just love them so much. But it's things like that. Instead of just accumulating more, at least like be mindful about it and sell one that you're not using as much, that you don't love as much, and then you can get the one that you really do love. So I was trying to be more responsible. But yeah, tracking the spending, trying not to be too spoiled bratty about things. And I did end up ordering a lot of planner stickers. That was like the main thing I spent on the Boxing Day sales. I got lots of planner stickers. Before we really like get into the nitty-gritty of the spending of the month, I want to talk about my no spend rules. And like I said, I have an allowance to work with, but I have guidelines as well, because there are certain categories of things that I just don't need a whole lot of, like the Stanley Cups. Like, that's a limit. I have a set number of Stanley Cups, and if I want a new one, I have to sell one to replace it, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not gonna accumulate 20 Stanley Cups when I only can drink out of a few a week. Like, let's be real here. I only need a couple of them, and I don't need one in every color, and I don't need a whole cabinet full of them. And it's the same thing with art supplies, with workout clothes, with stamps, like all the things. I definitely have that tendency to just collect them all, and I don't need to do that. So I have the no spend rules right in front of me here. The first one is everything has to fit within that budget and the budget on that month. I can't borrow from the next month. I can carry over money if I don't happen to spend all the money, which I would love to be able to do, but I have not done that yet. I've been super close with my budget every single month, if not like right on target with it. Like now I have $7 in my budget left for the whole rest of the month. It just has to fit in the budget. That's rule number one. And then I can also use gift card and rewards. Like my in-laws always get me Ulta gift cards. So if I wanna purchase makeup, I can use that Ulta gift card for the makeup. It doesn't have to count within my allowance money. It just counts as an extra gift because it's a gift. So I can count those kind of things. And then it says, no backups, just replacements. So this is me like not buying 4 different face washes because they happen to be on sale and having a pile of face washes. It's just when I need one face wash, buy a new face wash, and that's it. Part of it I'm calling it Use It Up 2023. It's just using up what I have. So I did end up organizing my stickers so that I could use them a little bit better for planners and stuff. I want to get better about using washi tapes because I have quite a few of them, and I just need to look at what I have and use what I have and be grateful for what I do have. And so that's a big part of it, is just trying to use up the things I have. A couple of things are on here. No new planners until planner season, and it has to be something specific. Like this year I didn't purchase another Kit Life planner to review because it was very similar to last year's planner, and I talked about it in a video. They're just very similar, so I don't need to purchase certain ones every year. Things like that. Like I didn't need another Erin Condren Daily Duo because I have a couple of different colors of Erin Condren Daily Duos that I can use to repurpose or review or talk about. It's a fine line between what I purchase for this channel for content to review for you guys and what I purchase because I'm a hoarder and I just want to purchase it because it's shiny and new. So I have to find that balance, and I put on here no planners until planner season. I have enough to review to get me through this year. I don't need to purchase any other ones, and the one exception is I did end up purchasing another sterling ink. And then on here also, no new workout gear except referrals. So when I do get referral credit through Peloton, because I post Peloton videos and I give you guys my coupon code, I get money to the apparel store, which is how I get most of my Peloton gear. I cannot purchase aside from that. Like I have done a few orders aside from that, and I have to just stick within that referral credit. So I'm not spending above that. I'm not buying, and there's a really good sale. I don't need any workout gear. Even most of my last Peloton orders, it hasn't been necessarily workout gear. Like this sweater, I bought a lot of sweaters because I just didn't have a whole lot of sweaters. Well, now I do. So I'm good on sweaters. I don't need to go out and spend my own money to purchase any more clothing, pretty much. So I think I'm good on clothing. The only thing I foresee needing is like underwear and socks, maybe a new bra, like that kind of thing, but nothing workout gear related. And if I do want workout gear, I have to wait for those referral credits. And then on here is no by January because I already spent my January allowance. So I'm not purchasing anything this month, and then I'm gonna get to February with a full allowance and try to make it last throughout the month and not spend it on like the first 2 days of February, because I have found already in January, even this far into it, there have been a couple of things I really wanted. There is a sticker company that I love, Hubman and Chub Girl, and they just released the cutest, like it's called Sweets or something, Sweets and Treats something, and it's like really cute candy Valentine's Day stuff, and I wanted all of the collection. Like I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to purchase the big bundle collection packs of the stickers and matching washi and all that stuff. I have no allowance to do it. So it has been so hard for me to resist purchasing that, but that's just like the pain thing. I want to feel the pain of me blowing my allowance last month, and I feel it this month because I can't get that cute little Sweet Treats journal, and hopefully it will be in stock the next month, but if not, I will survive without it. Like I've got notebooks. I'll survive without getting this extra notebook, but it's things like that where I want to have that money in the month. So when I see something that I really, truly, really like, and I want to use, I can purchase it. And well, I didn't do that. I went on the boxing sales, ordered a bunch of things that I of course like and will use, but I could have saved that money for something that I really, truly, really, really wanted. But yeah, it's a pain point now because I really want it and it's there, and technically speaking, I could afford it, but it doesn't fit within my allowance and my boundary that I've drawn for myself. So I'm not letting myself have it. Maybe next month, maybe like February 1st, I will go and buy that little notebook, but really I'm just trying to limit it and trying to feel the pain of my bad decision making, spending all the money on Boxing Day. So those are like my main rules. I've got on here makeup too. I don't need any eyeshadow, anything whatsoever. I've got tons of eyeshadows, but I will need replacements throughout the year for things like concealers, foundation, maybe a new blush because my blush is starting to run out, but things like that where I can replace those as needed. I have an Ulta gift card when I do need those. I don't need any eye stuff at all. Like no eyeshadow palettes, no eyeshadow sticks, nothing. So I'm gonna be really mindful of avoiding that section. And then planners, I told you, just truly unique planner products and things that I want to spend my money on. Same thing as far as the crafty stuff. We're gonna talk yarn and we're gonna talk scrapbook stuff. Basically, I use what I've got, and unless it's like for some really specific reason that I need an extra roll of yarn or whatever, I can purchase that, but again, has to fit within my allowance. Also, as far as scrapbooking stuff, I can get replacements like adhesives, photo paper, ink for my photo printer, things like that, things that I will need and they will be consumed throughout the year, but not anything else. Like no pretty stamp sets just because they're pretty, no pretty ink pads just because they're pretty. And I really want to use what I've got and make the most of what I already have, just by specific replacements as needed, like adhesive. I'm gonna need that if I'm scrapbooking, which is good. Like if I'm using enough adhesive that I need more, that's a good thing. That means I'm using what I've got and I'm creating. And same with yarn. If I'm working on a project and I'm halfway through and I need more yarn, I can get more yarn to finish my project, that kind of thing. But no pretty yarn just because it's pretty and I see it and I want it. So all that to say, I'm really just trying to rein in my own crazy spending and my crazy habits. I really feel like that amount of allowance is perfect amount. You know, it's enough that I can purchase something like a bigger ticket thing over the year if I save it up. And it's also enough that I can purchase those little things here and there, like the $25 and $50 expense type of things here and there. That means I can get as many planner stickers and things as I want, so long as I'm like using the planner stickers and decorating and things. And I feel like that's enough. Like if I want to go buy some things from Simon Says Stamp, I can afford that. So I'm just really trying to be mindful of the things I do spend money on. Let's talk actual budget numbers. This is my January budget that I already spent in December. I got quite a few different stickers, and this is all stickers. So I got some from Create with Pen, some from Paper Bits Co., some from My Little Puffy, and 2 different ones from Hubman and Chub Girl, and they're the ones that came out with this like super cute little notebook. I did end up signing up for their journaling subscription, and that was part of my expenses for January. They have this pack for journaling stickers. They have really cute stickers for journaling. They have these ones like this that are like I'm grateful for and things like that. I've been using these a bunch in my planners because I really like to talk about gratitude, and some of them say I'm looking forward to, so I can like think about things that are exciting and coming up. And I really just love their stickers. I love the way they feel. It's really smooth, nice material. And I got their little journaling kit so that I can use it with some of my planner stuff. And it's gonna be a lot of stickers, so I don't know how long I'm really gonna stick with it. If I get overwhelmed with tons of stickers, like I'm going to get overwhelmed with the orders when they finally start trickling in, but I'm gonna see how the January subscription stickers go. I feel like it's a reasonable amount of money each month to spend on something, and it'll be probably most of my planner stickering expense right there. But I did end up going crazy on the Boxing Day sales because there's so many cute little sticker companies, and I have been just kind of jonesing for some stickers. I have a lot of them that are like more functional, but I don't have a whole lot that are like cute little characters and animals and that type of thing. So I wanted to get some for that, and I also wanted to get quite a few for just like content planning. I wanted some that are like the little laptops and Instagram icons and things like that, so I can really make my content planner look cute, but things like that. And I just want to make sure that I'm reining it in, and I feel like this month is the pain month for me since I already blew the budget. I really want to be mindful moving forward. I'm just going to try to be more mindful this year, and part of that is me posting these videos. I think I'm going to probably outline like exactly what I spend each month so you guys can see where my money's going, and then I'm going to really try to stick with those category limits because I just don't need a whole lot. At the same time, if I see a sweater that's like really unique and I love it and I think I want it, it has to fit in the budget. Like bottom line, like even if I want to buy cute stamps and things, they have to fit within this budget. I am purchasing cute little stickers right now, but I don't know how long that like phase of wanting to accumulate more stickers is going to be because I've never done like really cute planner decorating with a whole lot of stickers. So I'm excited to go into that little fun world. But yeah, that really covers everything. I want to know, like, what's your pain point as far as spending goes? For me, it's a couple of things, you know, anything that I really like and it comes in multiple colors, that's just, I'm totally a sucker for that. I want one of every color of the rainbow, and you guys know how much I love colors, and I told you guys I want my planner to look like a rainbow, basically like a unicorn throw up. I want it to look rainbowy and beautiful, and I'm like that with anything that comes in multiple colors. Like if I like a shirt, I want it in every color that it comes in. So I'm really trying to control those rainbow tendencies, but it's hard. It's hard for me, even as a grown adult, to control those urges. So I want to know what your pain point is. That's my real pain point. It's just, I want to collect them all. And I'm a collector, and I know that about myself, and I need to just be mindful of it. So I hope you guys liked this video. I will try to do a February update and let you guys know how it went, because this is a painful month. I don't know how many times I've gone and added that cute little book to my cart and then realized I don't have the money in my allowance to do it. I've just been like, oh, okay, that's right, I can't afford it. Like, I can't afford it. I just X out of the screen, but it's just been painful. So maybe I'll reward myself next month when I have an allowance again. So anyway, I hope you guys liked this video and got something out of it. If you're doing any sort of no spend or you have a budget goal for this year, let me know what it is. I would love to know that I'm not the only one like putting myself on an allowance. Hope you guys are well. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.